Hi, we are Team Fantastic Four. We developed the Gamer AI web app. So, what is Gamer AI web app? So, Gamer AI is a web app which will give the top 10 games based on the user preference. Okay, let's go to the demo. So, this is the web app. So, you can access this site with this URL, and this is the home page. So here is the top 10 games, top 10 games based on the rating. So the user can filter his preferences like based on the age and whatever time he has and number of players, and he can choose the type of the game also, category of the game. So when he click on search, so you can observe that these top 10 games are refreshed and he get the results. So either he can fill the all the details, or he can just give the age and number of players and ancient and such. So you can observe this, you can observe the results. So let's go to the mobile mode of this. So this is my mobile, and I open the web app, the URL in the browser, Chrome browser. So if you see, this is the this is responsive, so it adjusts automatically. And if you observe one more thing in the below, add Gamer AI to the home screen. So we are using progressive web apps. So what it will do is, let's show you the demo of that. When I click on add Gamer AI to the home screen, it is showing this dialog. When I click on add, so it is adding the Gamer AI to my home screen. So let's go to that. So you can see it installed like an app. So if you observe that, it looks like a mobile app. So when I click on this, it is opening like a mobile app. Instead of opening in a browser, it is opening it's opening like a mobile app. So in the behind, it opened in the Chrome, but when you look at when you actually look into it, it looks like a mobile app. So this is the Chrome browser. In the Chrome browser, I am opening the app, and this is the progressive web app, and he can filter the game here 12 and give 180, and so you can give 5 and select the category to adventure and such. So you can observe the results here. It will tell the rating also and number of players and game name and everything. So this is the demo. Let's go to the PPT again. So let me explain the architecture of this. So we use mean stack. So basically it's a web client server architecture. So here in the client we used AngularJS, and in server we use Node and Express, and we use MongoDB as database. So this is the architecture. The client will request the server, and server will request the database and get the results, and it will give it to the client. So what is the architecture for PWA, progressive web app? In between the client and the server, there is one more layer called service worker, which will act like a middleware. It will just take the request from the client. Instead of sending it to the server, first initially it will check in the cache. So this in this cache, if it is not available, then it requests the server. Then it will get the response. It will store in the cache, and it will give the response to the client. So again, if the client requests the same URL, then it will just fetch from the cache, and it will give it to the browser instead of hitting it to the server. So basically these requests, this cache, whatever it is storing, is the static things like JavaScript files, CSS and images. So this is the architecture, and let's go to the code. So if you see, this is the server code, Node and Express. So here we connected to the database and we are getting the top games, and when user click on search, then we are taking the all the filters, and we're just making the request to the database and we are getting the results. And this is for create, and my server is listening in port server in port and everything. And in the client side we used Angular, so I used Angular 1.6. so these are the variables and these are the categories what are available. And in the init function I'm just checking it is dev or environment. Based on that I'm just changing the URL. This is for my purpose. And if you see this code, I'm just in the init method I'm just making a call to the top get top, so I will get the results, and I'm displaying the top 10 results on loading of the page. And here if you observe, I'm just checking the browser browser is supporting the service worker or not. If it is supporting, then I'm just making a call to the service worker.js, which is here, and it will install and it will activate. It has different stages: install, activate, and fetch, and everything. So if you observe here, it will just checking the in the fetch when the user when the client make a request to the server about like JavaScript files, CSS files, or images. It will be like the request type is a fetch. So in that, what we are doing is we are just taking from the cache if it is available, otherwise it is making the actual request. So that is what it is happening. And so this is not there. So this is the search function. What we are doing is we are just taking the input from the filters, and we are just making the call. And this is the rating directive. So I use so here I created a directive called star rating, and I am using this inside HTML page. So if you observe this, so star rating, so this is what we did. And in future enhancements we are going to create a user account, and we are going to store his or her collections, and we are creating a QR code for the game so that he can easily access the game in his mobile. And we are implementing the complete progressive web apps. We can do so many things with using the progressive web apps, and these are the references. That's it. Thank you.